This vlog is about my trip from Grove Lock, last week's video, to Bugbrook, where I spent Christmas. And according to Canal Route Planner, the trip is 34 miles and 3¾ furlongs. I don't know how long a furlong is. I know horses run furlongs, if you're into nag racing or anything like that, on the nags. However, I don't understand that stuff. I don't do that betting type stuff. So 34 miles, let's say. 14 locks, which I kind of did on day one, I think. There weren't many locks after that. There was a few, but not many. And it should take 13 hours and 56 minutes, a snap under 2 days, travelling at 7 hours per day. Now, what Canal Route Planner doesn't understand is there's a whole load of boats along that journey where you're travelling at tick over speed. Now, if you remember Ben-Hur, there's a phrase in the military called "that's bigger than Ben-Hur," and that's kind of like the Ben-Hur at the time was the biggest, I think, was the biggest production. Whoever made it did, and so it's bigger than Ben-Hur. That meaning it's a mammoth task. It was like when he was a slave in the galley, and he was going. The bloke at the top was doing the beat of the dun dun dun, and it was like battle speed, ramming speed, and these people were rowing, and the boat was at tick over speed, which would have been quite nice for Ben-Hur and his gang, but you know, it takes a long time to get anywhere, and so it took an extra day and a half. That was awfully long to describe the journey. However, it took 3 long days and half a day-ish. Day 1 was the most horrific. Day 2 was wet most of the day. Not all of it, most of the day, but I was cold and wet on day 2. Day 3 and 4, I had my daughter and her partner, her other half, who was great help having 2 or 3 people on the boat. Because when you're day 2 and day 1, I left early doors and never had a cup of tea, never had anything to eat or drink until I landed at north of Fenny, Stratford. Can I have a cup of tea? No, because if you need to get to your location, you need to get there. Ain't got time to stop. And same with day 2, going through Milton Keynes. And yeah, you could say, well, why don't you get a flask? Yeah, I know. But day 3 and 4, you know, Lucy did her hostess with the mostess and made us egg and bacon sandwiches and cups of tea and things, and it was very nice, and we did some father and daughter bonding. It was a nice time with Lucy and Luke, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope they did, and all that sort of stuff. So here we go, without further ado, run the VT, here's the journey. It's not as bad as it seems. It's only 30 minutes, so I think I waffled on too much at the beginning. Anyway, it's raining. Ciao for now. for water. I learned that last time. You know, I had half a tank, to be fair, and but always get water when you can, because you never know when you can't. There's a water point at Fenny Stratford. I don't know the condition of that after this cold weather. That may have pipes may have burst or anything, so I don't know. So I got water there. Makes sense to me anyway. So passing Tesco. The people that were iced in here, absolutely proffed. It's a 2-hour parking slot, but people are here for a week plus. Good on them. They, you know, proffs from that. One of those things, isn't it? But lots of boats down here, lots of them. And lots of ducks. And a shed style boat, and you all know I like those. I don't envisage me doing it, but you know, I like them. Oh, here comes a boat, move out of the way, slow down, slow down. Breathe in. Clearly wide beams get through that gap. Must be a bit tight though. Proper tight. I mean, there's a big wide beam up here. It was in front of me at Grove Lock. Got through. Must be inches either side. Anyway, there's a boat that's passed me. So the lock should be set. Gift. Nice office. Looking on the water. A capital boat. Serendella. Strange name, don't know what that means. Some weeping willows. And in front is the Aquiline wide beam. Nice fellow on there. Had a good chat with him. Now, I've spoken to him on a few occasions, and I said to him, I'll give you a toot as I go by. Toot toot. And there he is, landed at the lock with me. Mind the log. And thought he'd give me a hand through the lock. Top fella. Fireman. Hope to see him again sometime. I'm breaking ice here. Good job I never left yesterday. Good job I give myself an extra day, an admin day. So this is going towards the Globe Inn. Oh, I hate this ice. Proper horrible stuff. Anyway, it's thin, fortunately. And there's loads of fishermen down here. All the gear, must be a fishing match. It's a nice chatty, fishy people. I haven't run over your float, have I? Is there a start time? 10 o'clock. Eyes down looking. That fella's got a lot of fishing gear. And this creamy white boat, well, that's an interesting shape. And it's got a nice little deck cherry thing on the back. You can imagine Pim's o'clock or G&T sir, well, that will do nicely. And the size of that is a big red wide beam. Like the pram hood. This looks quite a nice mooring spot, middle of nowhere. Rolling hills, good countryside. I think this is quite nice. For an overnighter, maybe a couple of days if you just want to get away from it all. Very quiet, I would imagine, and it's almost like it's a sort of place where if you're gonna have wind, rain, more up here, snuggle in. Hopefully you can light the fire, and that keeps you warm enough. It's cold again now. I went through from the globe in, just about there, lots of ice. It's in very shaded areas. Didn't like it. Clear now. I might put my boot down. About a mile to 3 locks. Oh, I suppose it's named 3 locks for a reason. So 3 locks, 1, the middle pound I'm in, and that one down there. So there's a fella that's gone into that lock up there, or is going into that lock up here. I'm going to hold now and wait for him, because it's better to come down with 2 people than it is just on your own. Better for me, better for him, and saves a bit of water. So whilst he's faffing around, I'm going to faff around and prepare the next lock. There was a couple in front of me. They could have waited for me. But never mind. That, you know, I'm helping that fella out. In the summertime, this is teeming with people. Bit of a cafe thing there. Wintertime, nobody. It's made me realise whilst that boat's going round the corner, and there was a grey one as well, so there must be 2 boats that have passed that have broken the ice before me. It didn't feel like that was the case, but I hope, well, now I know there's another 2 boats in front of me that's absolutely going to do the right thing. Not sure if his boat's going down, however he's in the lock. Right, so shut that gate for him. He must, I'll tell you what, he must love it. Oh, he's got that. Oh, that looks quite good. Seems to know what he's doing. I'll close this gate. It's a cold second day. So yesterday was a bit of a treacherous day actually, because there was so much ice from, I think, from the north of Leighton Buzzard to 3 locks. It was covered in ice, all in the low ground, all in the where the sun doesn't meet the water too often. Anyway, so this little journey to Northampton started at Grove Lock and ended at the Plough, which was north of Fenny Stratford. That was yesterday. And second day, going through Milton Keynes. So the aim was to get from the Plough, where I was sort of wanting to go there but stopped there, to Cosgrove, where I plan to meet my daughter. And then I'm going to spend a couple of days with her and her other half, doing a bit of bonding while she's home for Christmas, because she lives abroad. Long days. There appears to be some decent moorings around the Milton Keynes area. Winter time, I get that. It may not be as amenable during the summertime, but I think on my way back down south, I'm going to spend a little bit of time, not long times, but you know, I'll stop here and I'll stop there, day or 2 at best, and then move on and just take in some of the sights of Milton Keynes, what Milton Keynes has got to offer. I mean, there's lots of parkland. Lots of walks. Seems to be just an okay type of area, really, for a new town, as it's known. It was built in the 70s. Anyway, I'll spend a bit more time going through Milton Keynes, walking through Milton Keynes, looking at Milton Keynes, both on land and water. Cosgrove is still 6 miles away, and I've got about 3 hours of light left at best. So be tight, to be honest. And I didn't have my bow cam on because it was raining, and that would be a waste of time. But of course, since I've been going, it hasn't rained. Usual thing, typical. It's the first, how many of 3-4 days? It's the first day we've had a bit of sun. So today we're going through Blissworth Tunnel. I've met a fella called Lloyd, who's also going through Blissworth Tunnel, and well, that's it all. There's a boat coming the other way. Ooh. So a bit of concentration required because that's what I have to do. It's 10:13. I know I went through the Blissworth Tunnel at stupid o'clock last time, but Lloyd says, oh, no one will be coming through. Well, there's already a boat come through, and there's also some Christmas trips with Santa, with the kids, and they go through Blissworth Tunnel, and well, I've not met them yet. No one's passed me yet, so that's good. So it says 45 minutes. Let's see if I can do it in 45 minutes. There'd be a first, wouldn't it? Anyway, lights are on inside the boat. Lights, now we've got the lights on at the front of the boat, and now it's 45 minutes of darkness and tunnel. I'm with my daughter Lucy, and she's got her sunglasses on. I don't think she's going to need them very shortly because it's going to be a bit dark. Anyway, see you in 45 minutes-ish. I don't know how long the tunnel took me to do, or me and Lloyd, because he was in front of me, but probably 40 at a push. I think we did it slightly quicker than the 45 minutes, which is pretty good. Now, I either have extremely long arms, or I've allowed Lucy's partner, Luke, to give me a hand, and he was giving me a hand steering the boat. He was quite good at it, really. But here's the effect of wind. This I can only describe him as a bit of a lunatic because he wasn't really watching. But once he slowed down, the wind took his boat and kind of, well, look. Trouble is, I slowed down and then the wind took hold of my boat. And, you know, there we go. I had to reverse out and then allow Lloyd to go past. And anyway, trials and tribulations on the water. And here's Bugbrook over Christmas time. Quite a nice little village. I liked it. I'm in Bugbrook. I spent Christmas at Bugbrook and I just thought it was a nice village. So I thought I'd show you some stuff. It's a traditional Northampton style village, and it's got what I consider a very well kept graveyard. It's not the manicured things that you get from those commissioned war grave type stuff, but it, you know, just for a normal parish church, very nice. At night time I've seen some fairy light type stuff that's been knocking about around the graves, which is, again, I have to say, seems to be cared for, respected. Oh, look at that little Christmas tree, lovely. There he is, look. In short, Bugbrook is a village and a civil parish in Northamptonshire, England, on the ridge overlooking the valley of the River Nene. It's located 7 miles southwest of Northampton. The M1 is close by. The village's name's origin is uncertain. Bucker Brook, or He Goats Brook, or Bucks Brook, no one really knows. But the village is named in the Domesday Book of 1086, and it's named as Bucky Brock. How our language has changed. It's got 3 pubs, a couple of shops, hairdressers for all those people that need it, a pet shop, and I've tasted the takeaway. Bugbrook has an Anglican church dedicated to St Michael and All Angels, which dates from the 13th century. We had a good look at that, didn't we? I thought it was quite nice. So that was Bugbrook. Quite like it there, actually. If you can find a mooring spot to opposite the wharf pub, I had gammon, egg and chips in there a few times, quite nice and reasonable. But there we go. I'm not going to waffle on too much because I waffled on too much at the beginning. Next week, in fact on Sunday, I did an interview with an OAP on a boat. A solo female boater, her name's Amanda. I travelled up from Watford to Berkhamsted, Berkey on the Grand, whatever you want to call it, and nice lady, but I've interviewed her. So Sandbag Sunday, watch out for Sandbag Sunday, this coming Sunday. Thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, those of you that got this far. But if you have got this far and haven't subscribed, consider doing so, because there's lots of narrowboat natterings that I do if you like this style of stuff. and if you don't, well, it's okay. Until next time, Sunday, don't forget, Sandbag Sunday with Amanda and me. Ciao.